Hey guys, welcome back to the Practice Diaries. Um, just had a few days off, and I've just got back to the base, which is great. And we're kind of gonna carry on from where we left off last episode. So we were working with major triads, specifically major triads in let's call it the second finger position, right? So you start with your middle on the root, then you come across, you use your first finger to come to the major third, and then you come down to the fifth, right? Again, tabs and all that good stuff are over on Patreon if you guys are interested. So we started to kind of move this position around, right? Around the cycle of fourths. And started to feel a bit more comfortable with the shape and the position. So what we're going to focus on today is still the major triad, but playing it in a different position, right? So we've used, so if I start on the 8th fret of the E, so C, we started with our second position. So you had your second finger, 8th fret of the E string, your first finger, 7th fret of the A string, which is your major third, and then you'd come down with your little finger and you would play the 5th, so the 10th fret on the A string, which is your G, which is your 5th, right, of the C major triad. So we're kind of going to focus on a different position today, and that's the first finger position, right? So as we've just said, major triad, you've got your root, major third, fifth. And I mean, I should have probably talked about it a bit kind of last episode, but the way we create a major triad is we start with the root, then we add a major third, and then we add a minor third, right? And it's probably a better way to think about it as opposed to just patterns. So rather than thinking, oh, second pattern, second finger position, think of it as in kind of building thirds, right? So your root, then your major thirds, and then your minor third. And that gives you that major triad. So kind of thinking like that, we can actually play the major triad in so many different ways. So with our first finger position, for example, we can start with our index finger, first finger on the C, so the 8th fret of the E string. And rather than playing the E here, which is your 7th fret of the A string, we have a major third up here, which is your 12th fret of the E string, right? So you can go root, major third, or root, major third, yeah? So with the first position, so we'd actually come up, we'd start on the 8th fret, and we'd come up 4 frets, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? And that gives us our major third. So root, major third. And then, as we said, when we're stacking the thirds, we've got the root, the major third, then a minor third. Okay, so when we play a minor third, we just flatten the major third. So, for example, we've just come down to the 12th fret on the E string, right? This is our major third. And we know from the second finger position, if we come across, we have a major third. So we just flatten that. So we would then play the 10th fret, the A string, right? So we've got your root, first finger, 8th fret of the E string. Then we're going to come up 4 frets, and we're going to go to our major third, which in this case will be the 12th fret of the E string. And then we can move to our minor third, to get to the 5th, which will be the 10th fret on the A string, right? And just like last episode, the work we're kind of going to do today is again get that really comfortable, move it all around the 12 keys, right? So we're going to go through the cycle of 4ths again. So again, the tabs will all be on Patreon. So we're going to start with C, and just like the previous episode, we're going to play a major triad, all 12 keys, but rather than use the second position, we're going to use the first, okay? So again, I'm just going to pop the metronome on, just to give me a bit of reference. And again, I mean, that's something I still need to practice. It was certainly a little bit messy towards the end. I don't think I'm quite in tune as well. It's okay for now. So the goal of today is literally to sit with that, and again, just like the second finger position, get it feeling comfortable, moving it around the 12 keys. Once I'm kind of happy with that, and I was sort of messing around with this, is kind of, we can then work on combining both the second and the first position, right? So we could, for example, we could start with our C, and we could just ascend the arpeggio using the first position, right? But then we could come back down, we could descend using the second position. Same scale, same triad, just a different way of playing it, right? And once we're kind of there, right, and it's feeling good, you kind of got to go around, move it around the 12 keys, and again, get it feeling comfortable under the fingers, right? So let me pop the metronome back on. Okay. I haven't actually had a go at this, so this might be quite messy, but we'll see how we go. So I'm going to ascend using the first position and descend using the second. So not too bad. Certainly not feeling that comfortable. But again, that's kind of where I'm at today, and it's just going to But again, spending a bit more time going through it, obviously getting more comfortable working at 60 BPM, 70 BPM. And then as we can move on, sort of next episode, we'll look at probably the final position that I like to use, and it's the fourth finger position, right? So still major triads, just again a different way to sort of play it. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at today. I'm just going to work more on the first position, and then working and combining kind of the first and second position, like that kind of exercise. Cool. But guys, thanks again for watching. If you're interested, you want to support the channel, the tabs, and any exercises I kind of do for the Practice Diaries or anything for the Groove Room, it's all on Patreon. I think it's £3 a month. And yeah, that's it. Thanks very much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you next episode.